my town, Giovinazzo, and I just finished a training session for the match day number 3 against Inter. Now we're going inside the car and we're going to meet some friends. And nothing. The training is going good. We're first in the league and we want to continue to be first in the next match days. So just thank you to everyone that support us. Visca Barça, Forza Barça, and see you in the match day.
Ciao ragazzi, sono Salvatore, in arte Sasigno, potete chiamarmi tutti così come fanno ormai anche i miei amici. Questa è la sedia sulla quale passo gran parte della mia giornata. Voi crederete che passo solo tempo qui per giocare alla PlayStation e invece guardate cosa sto facendo. Sto studiando storia greca. Sono uno studente universitario, già sono laureato, sto prendendo un'altra laurea e su questa scrivania ci passo molte ore del giorno perché oltre a studiare è anche la mia postazione. Questa è la PlayStation, joystick, iPad per studiare eventuali tattiche anche, energy drink sempre presente e queste sono le mie medaglie, i miei pass degli eventi più importanti e lì ci sono anche alcune coppe. Torna a studiare che è meglio, ci vediamo sul campo di eFootball Championship Pro. Un abbraccio da Sasigno.
Well, thank you to Semra, as always. We'll be checking in with her again after this titanic affair between Barcelona and AC Milan, some of the European great clubs we have in this competition. With so much history, these two, of course, at the very top of that list.
Oh, absolutely. In terms of the world stage of real world football, Barcelona and AC Milan are at the very tippy top of lists of historically relevant clubs and also relevant in today's game as well. And of course, from an esports standpoint, of course, Barcelona at the start of today were at the top of the eFootball tree. So, and also AC Milan have held that already. So it's eerily reminiscent of real world football where they're exchanging positions left, right, and centre. And I'm anticipating that we're going to have a very interesting game here, because looking at these two teams and the way they're setting up, I think looking at the two screens that we can see here, it's the Parma versus Naples. That in itself is a pretty interesting matchup, because Naples has had a couple of interesting results, has managed to win in the last match day against AS Monaco, but lost against Manchester United the match day before. And the Parma has kind of almost become the tag you don't really want within eFootball, is the draw specialist.
3 draws back to back to back, as we saw the Barcelona contingent walk out the tunnel, of course, with a young mascot, Noah. Good to see him supporting his eFootball favourites. And of course, you can keep an eye on socials, of course, for all the news, as well as the website for all the latest fixtures, standings, scores, you name it. Make sure you check it out. But yeah, 3 draws back-to-back from the Parma, a player who in co-op competition was very strong. We were seeing him fire off matchday MVP after matchday MVP a few seasons ago. But this season has flattered to deceive just slightly. And you're hoping maybe this is the game where you say, okay, the Parma, you go out first. You set the tempo for Eterito, for Alex Alguacil, and prove to us here that you can get those goals flowing, as we know you can.
As we heard on match day 2 with Alex's post-match comments, very much at pains to say that this Barcelona side is not just an Eterito side. It's not just Alex Alguacil side. It's not just the Parma side. They are Barcelona as a unit. Now, looking at how these two are lining up and sizing each other up, we have seen it before with the Parma, where we have seen an explosion, where it's just come out of nowhere. I cast my mind back to, I believe it was when he played Barbosa, when it was Barcelona versus Arsenal a season or 2 ago, where it was, I think it was like 5, 6 or 7-0. It was a drubbing, but it was a performance we didn't anticipate. I still am anticipating that there is some type of performance there from the Parma. He has it in the locker. Of course, up against Naples, though, he's not up against, you know, somebody who's just turning up for their first game. It's a seasoned veteran.
Absolutely, AC Milan did not come this far just to come this far. They want to prove they deserve to be at this level, as they have in match days previous. As you said, Naples has 6 goals to his name thus far, has proven that he can get goals on the score sheet. As I search my brain for the right word, it's difficult sometimes because my brain's not very big. But 6 goals, 2 wins, 1 loss. He's been a real, dare I say, a star man for AC Milan, picking up the most points for them, 6 points.
Yeah, he's the one that is kind of you're kind of sticking out and thinking that's their kind of their all-star, as it were. The issue is, of course, as we've seen with these teams where you have a, in inverted commas, star player, it kind of then, it makes it difficult for the other 2 players. You want a team, or you want a unit, or you want at least a symbol of that unity through the team. You don't just want it, well, it's insert player and there's a supporting cast or some backup dancers. You want it to be, but actually, they're all worth their merit to be here. So you want to see that from Cecinho, from Kirito. You want to see them back Naples up. And more importantly as well from the Palmer, you want to see him break his kind of his duct, as it were. And you want him to back up what we've already seen from Alex and from Mettore. That's what we kind of need to see.
Well, we thank you for your patience. As you can see, moments away from kickoff. Kicking off match 3 of match day 4. We will cross the halfway threshold as soon as this kicks off, but you can hear from both sides some last-minute tweaks wanting to be made here from the Palmer and Naples as well.
It's just the final tweaks. I mean, you would think these guys would be prepared by now, but sometimes, as we say, they wait for everything to be exactly the way that it is. Now, interestingly, if you look at Barcelona's side of the game plan here, 4-1-2-1-2. So very rarely seen that deployed within eFootball Championship Pro. Again, as we've always said before, people tend to go to that almost cookie-cutter 4-3-3 formation. It's nice to see a little bit of deviation there, and maybe the Palmer's thinking, well, yeah, maybe I need to do something different here. Maybe I need to break my own pattern and try and get himself in on the sheet here. The referee's just making sure that sporting integrity is kept to its maximum.
And we're underway then. Bit of a lengthy stoppage pre-game. But it is now Barcelona versus AC Milan. Tonali and Rebic looking to combine. It is Naples for Milan, and it will be De Palma for FC Barcelona. Difficult to pinpoint exactly where the sore spot is for De Palma this season. We say a sore spot, he's still steadily picking up points, but no wins thus far. It's not what we're used to seeing from Saul. He is a strong competitor, especially in 1 versus 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen, as you said, you don't pick up MVPs of match days past, at least in the co-op form of eFootball Championship Pro. You don't pick them up by just being a hanger-on. You have to be a willing and active participant. And as we said, we've seen also from the 1v1 version of the Palmer that we've seen, he has got the ability to cause problems.
Kessie laid off by Lewandowski. Beats Kier. And who's there at the far post? Pedri. Skulking around. Dembele with some nice skills, beats his man as well. Tamori comes across and makes the ball his. Diaz and Liao combining over there, but It'll be a corner, courtesy of Koundé. Tonali to do the honours, Leao. Was the intended target. Linesman calls it offside, and well, I think Barcelona fans will be expecting from the Palmer not to keep going on about it, but the fact he's only picked up 3 points, all of which by way of a draw, only scored 2 goals so far, and we keep saying it, we keep bringing it up because we are so expectant of the Palmer to provide those results, and no doubt Barcelona fans will be expecting him to come good as well, as Lewandowski almost staying alert to it.
Well, if you're a Barcelona fan and you're wondering about why we keep mentioning it, is that if you remember from Matchday 3, we were mentioning at length about Ostribuch's dry spell in terms of victories, and look what happened there. He comes up with a victory. So, if anything, I think Barcelona fans might be asking us to carry on talking about it because it might just talk it into existence.
And we are these players' biggest fans as well. We know all of them personally and want them to do well and perform to the calibre that we know they're capable of. Kessie to Lewandowski as a man over on that far side, if he can find him. What's the idea here from the Palmer?
To find that perfect pass. He's found one to De Jong, but Bakayoko will take it clear. And again, you can kind of see the patience from the Palmer. He's just trying to just find a way through that very robust AC Milan defensive. It's got Tomori, it's got Calabria, it's got players who can do damage. Kayer as well. That they are defensively very strong.
Yeah, Leao as well in the Barca box, but can't bring it under his spell. You mentioned all those weapons, but of course Naples defensively been very, very strong this season so far. Only conceded 1 goal, I believe, in Matchday 2 against Kilsue. So a difficult customer to break down. 10 to go till half-time. Brahim Diaz. Leao to Tonali. He can put in a good one. Oh, across the face. Always dangerous when it goes across the face of goal like that. It's been a fairly open first half. In truth, we're approaching half-time. Barely any stoppages. The ball has stayed in play for the majority of that. Reflected in the fourth official's stoppage time additions. Just the 1 minute. Still alive here for Milan. Leao inside. Double touch and the strike. Can't get through all the players, and we are even at half-time. Milan 0, Barca 0. Just waiting for this one to come to life a little bit.
Yeah, it's just kind of, I don't want to use the word boring, but it's more of an intrigue because you're trying to find where these two are going to break each other down, and it's seemingly when you get to that kind of last third of the pitch, they're seemingly lacking in the quality to find the right options at the right time.
No changes, sides have swapped. Who can break the deadlock for us here? Rebic. Naples starting to build now. Leao, Rebic, looking for Leao again. Into the feet of Leao. That's a really good ball, looking for Ante Rebic, but Just asks a little bit too much of him. Now the Palmer's turn to build. Frenkie de Jong. Dembele, Lewandowski. Kessie's there. De Jong. Dembele! 1-0! There's the Palmer we know and love from seasons previous. Scoring first against a stout defence. Advantage to Barca.
Yeah, it's another one of those second chance goals. Once that first chance has gone, you have to clear your lines and you have to do it effectively. Instead, he comes back the way of De Jong. Dembele gets a little bit of fortune there. Cannons off a defender, but there was nothing lucky about that ball movement. Again, neat little back heel. Finds Dembele at the back post. You just see there, first time one from Frenkie de Jong, and as good as Mike Maignan is, he's not good enough to beat that. Dembele gives Barcelona the lead in the second half.
It took 55 minutes, but we've got a goal in our game one. The Palmer's third of the season. What can Naples do? Milan corner now as we approach the hour mark. We hope that goal will be the impetus that both sets of players need to just blast this match wide open.
Say that the instructions just falling very quietly to each player there. They could always go one step further and just cover their mouth with their hands.
De Jong clears. Leao. Tomori. Back to him, stayed up from the corner. Could leave them weak at the back here as Lewandowski. Almost favourite to win that aerial duel. It's a lovely ball, and the finish just lacking there.
Snatched at it. Snatched at it. Had the ability to maybe bring that down. Instead, he went for the volley, and again, it's an incredible skill to pull off, but not in that scenario.
The Palmer on the charge now. Goal scorer Dembele cannot find Pedri. And there are options here on the break. Bit of a mistake at the back from the Palmer, and now Leao wrestles with Koundé. Pedri and De Jong combining, and now it's a 3v3 at the back. Dembele gets involved. De Jong, just can't be fed again. Final 20 or so in-game minutes now. As we cross the 70th minute, that's usually the signal for changes to come, and both players agree.
Yeah, it's that moment. It's that right time to bring subs on and bring fresh legs on. The issue is, of course, with obviously their collective strength being at 24-30, the issue is that the players you're bringing off the bench are not necessarily at the same level as those on the field. So it's a little bit of risk and reward. Like how do you change it so you don't feel as though that your team is weakened by those substitutes?
Such a delicate balancing act you have to do in regards to team strength. As you said, have to keep it under that threshold. That's what our referees on the stage are looking out for. "15 in-game minutes for Naples to hold steady and also try and get one back, but Kessie has retrieved the ball. Lewandowski dispossessed by Bakayoko. Tonali to the feet of Rebic. That's a really nice turn. Milan starting to build now. Leao, can he get there?
Did really well there, the Palmer, to keep that in.
Oh, big collision there between Pedri and a Milan man. I think it was Tonali he clashed with. Time ticking away here for Milan to get an equaliser. The Palmer senses blood though. Five in game left to play.
Great challenge, fantastic challenge that is from the Palmer. Had to be made.
And the referee has seen something he doesn't like, namely an offside. So that was a vital challenge, especially considering possession now turns over to Barcelona, entering the final stages, but just a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes from the Palmer. Just leaves the door open now for AC. Adli. Tonali! Oh! Was that the chance to get anything from this game one?
That's the chance. That is the chance. To answer your question, that is the chance. Again, prime real estate. You're within 18 yards. Again, a flares you probably want it falling to. Tonali is probably not up there. He's dragged it wide. Instead, it gives the Palmer the ball. We can now eke out the time. And there's the final whistle.
It's a first win of the season for the Palmer. 1-0 versus Naples. 3 points in the bag for Barcelona. That's all he will worry about. It was a real attritional affair. It seems like we say that in one game at least every week, but it truly was, while both players trying to break each other down.
It wasn't pretty, and it wasn't as skillful as we want it to be, but it won't matter. The Palmer's got himself across the line. He's got his first 3 points. Ironically, now doubles his points tally in one game for the entire season. But again, it won't matter to Barcelona. They've got a win on the board, and that means they are one step closer to regaining their top spot from Arsenal.
You're absolutely right. They're chasing down the North London club, still with Alex and Eterito to play and take the stage here. But those 3 points mean Barcelona up into second place. Or rather, they stay in second place, but now only 3 points behind the Gunners. And there was the goal we saw from Dembele. We say it so often, staying alert in those chaotic moments at the back is absolutely paramount. The Palmer did just that, played the extra pass to Dembele, and just like that, 3 points are his.
Yeah, so again, it's pulling, it's converting the chance that you had, because that was the only real chance that I can remember from the Palmer. But sometimes it doesn't matter about how many chances you get, it's your conversion rate. If your conversion rate is 100% of your chances, you're more than likely going to win the game. And of course, looking at who we've got here now on screen, it's now going to be Eterito versus Kirito. So enjoy trying to distinguish between those two players as to who we're speaking about at once. But sizing up now that if Ettore can bring it through in game 2, that means then it's then down to Alex in game 3. But the curious point here is AC Milan. We've been saying this for the last 2 match days now. What version of AC Milan are we seeing? Are AC Milan actually one of the front runners, or are they one of the teams that are in the top 6? Or even, are they one of the teams that are going to slip into the bottom 2? And we still are no wiser. The more that we see from them, it kind of almost promotes that question even further.
It's always difficult to know. What we do know, we get from that man. Another multiple-time world champion in this title, Eterito. Looking at his form book, win, win, win. Matchday 1 beats Lotfi 4-1. Matchday 2 beats J Victor 1-0. Then Matchday 3 takes on El Matador and wins 4-1. Very impressive. 9 points from 9. Similar situation that we found Roxa in that we expect Etorito to win at this point. So for Kirito to show us anything other than that would be an amazing result, in truth, for AC Milan.
Well, if you look at Kirito's last victory was Matchday 1. So, you know, came through a 2-2 draw against Lotfi, against Manchester United, lost 4-3 to Cams in Matchday 3. So now it kind of, it's a case now of, can he find that form? Can he find what he needs to find with this team? Because yes, they've changed a little bit of their setup, or at least we saw that from Naples in terms of deploying Rebic. And yes, it gives you a quicker option, but one of Barcelona's main plus points in this type of mode is the fact that their backline is physical. They've got Araujo, they've got Christensen, they've got Koundé. They've got players that can batter you physically. And sometimes that may need a Zlatan Ibrahimovic, they might need an Olivier Giroud, they may need a focal point to run through.
That's absolutely right, and we speak about it ad nauseum off air, where we keep willing these players to play the hand you're dealt, so to speak.
Certainly I do. Certainly I do.
Instead of trying to stick to a meta, you have to play to your club's strengths. And, well, one of Barcelona's strengths is the fact they have a multiple-time world champion in Etorito to take the stage for game number 2.
That's a hell of a strength to have, by the way.
And he's on the ball here with Pedri. De Jong to Lewandowski. This is already looking promising. Dembele keeps it alive. Ooh, almost scores a rebound.
All I heard from up in the gallery was "woo-wee." That's all I heard up there. But you can tell, you can almost tell in the room as well who players are actually rooting for here, because you can hear the reactions from players. You can hear it any time that a chance goes one way or the other. Players here, they're actively looking at what results can be in their favour, even if it's not their team involved.
It's an interesting point you raise, of course. Every game in every match has permutations league-wide. We'll do our best to keep you up to date with those as things stand. But we introduced Etorito. Of course, we have Kirito for AC Milan, defending well there. Sure, only 4 points to his name thus far, and seems to have a bit of a downward trend in terms of form, but the goals are good. The goals are coming for him. 7 goals in the season so far. Pedri with a great touch, in stride. Defended well again, though.
The speed in which Etorito can move that ball, it's frightening how quickly that can go. In terms of these combination plays that you'll look for, or that he will look for, it's frightening how quickly he can move the ball.
Kessie to the feet of Pedri. Back to him now! There's your opener. And you said the speed at which Etorito can build the attack almost caught me off guard. The snapshot sneaks its way through. And Etorito picking up where he left off in this competition 3 weeks ago. 1-0 now.
Yeah, big goal. Again, you can see there ricochets, and you can see De Jong trying to make the best of it. But from there, it's all gameplay from Etorito. It's all gameplay. It's all neat little touches in and around the box. It's 2 or 3 yard passes that are just opening up that team. And it's Pedri's finish. He knows the importance of the goal. He knows that the job isn't finished, and he will know that he needs to go again. Kirito certainly given food for thought with that goal.
Well, Kirito will have to dig into his bag of goals thus far this season. Etorito, the 4th player to reach the double-digit club. 10 goals so far. Joins in dominator Roxa and, of course, Uz Makabil there. Kirito just behind him as well. Nice build-up play here on the counter. Pedri with great control. Lewandowski, stunning strike. palmed away. And this build-up was sumptuous from Eterito.
Yeah, it's great movement again. And if you're looking for gamesmanship, I think he's tried to read the manual goalkeeper before it's happened there. He's just tried to hit one early, thinking that Kurita might just move his goalkeeper. Instead, kept it in place. But again, still gives himself a corner, gives himself an opportunity here.
I enjoy the nods of approval from the Palmer. Pedri swings in the corner. Through the feet to De Jong, and Lewandowski catches the goalie off guard.
It was a snapshot if you've ever seen one.
Tonali, Leao. Just unable to slice open the Barca defence. If you're just joining us, welcome. Here in game 2 of match number 3 of Matchday 4. Let us know who you think is going to win. For now, Kurita trying to force the issue here. Tonali beats 2 men, but Kessie with the recovery. As you said, that Barca defence can be incredibly physical, but also the midfield as well.
Yep, and yeah, in terms of Busquets, with De Jong, with Frank Kessie, they've got some, again, great players to use there. Again, really good footwork just to draw the foul. Really good footwork from Eterito there.
Now, I wonder if he'll fancy a sight of goal here. 10 goals so far this season. Looks like Dembele will be the man to receive it short. Just waiting for the opportunity. And De Jong, oh, that's neat.
Cheeky.
That is very neat indeed. A little dink is all De Jong needs. Class from Eterito.
I was about to say, he looked like he was working something from the training ground. He got a big slice of fortune, as we'll watch it back in the replay here. This ball, it's charged down by AC Milan, but instead it's navigating right to the path of Frenkie de Jong. But the awareness to know that this is the coolness and presence of mind here, to know that you can just do a little dink, take the goalkeeper out of the equation, and it's coolness from Eterito. Brilliant finish from the Italian.
Kurito's left with his mouth open, wondering what just happened.
And sometimes playing Eterito will do that to you.
Barca 2, Milan 0. Eterito, of course, chasing down the leading goal scorers, and, well, he wants more into the feet of Lewandowski. Pedri also waiting. Just a corner, though. Gear away. Good reading of the play, and, well, Kurito's been rewarded with a 1v1. Rebic against the keeper. What can he do here? Just took a little bit too long. Nerves of steel from Eterito in defence.
Yeah, one more attribute I kind of forgot to mention. They're also incredibly quick at the back line as well.
Frenkie de Jong will come back to him again. Lewandowski dispossessed and cleared. 5 to go till half-time. As things stand, Barca back on top. With still a game to go. Lewandowski with De Jong. Back to him! What do you say? From an improvised finish, Eterito finds the back of the net to join Özmakabil at the top of the goal-scoring tally. 3-0.
Unreal ball movement. Again, it's just, it's understanding how the game functions, and it's understanding how your team function within that game. And certainly at this moment in time, Eterito is probably the most in-form player in this competition. I know my Serbian friend Roxa may have something to say about that, but certainly in terms of the quickness and the ease in which they can move through the gears, it's unreal to see.
Absolutely it is. It's Barca 3, Milan 0, and we're not done with the first half yet as Dembele is bringing the ball forward. Pedri. Over to Robert Lewandowski. Final attack of the half, no doubt, as the referee about to blow the whistle, and there it is. Pedri, De Jong, Lewandowski. A fantastic 3 for Eterito.
It's almost like it's another day at the office for Barcelona.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's
absolutely crazy.
The body language of a team that know what they're here for. They're going to take it, and you're just going to have to deal with it. That's seemingly the air and the confidence that comes from, as we said, I feel as though that the further up the top of the table you are, the more confident you're going to be on stage. Once you've got to that comfort level of, yeah, I'm here playing a game of eFootball. I've got 2 of my buddies who are behind me. Yeah, well, I'm 3-0 up. Yeah, it's all right. It's almost that kind of, it's just a supreme confidence that there is from this Barcelona side.
Well, the second half now underway. It is, isn't it? A level of nonchalantness almost. Pedri looking for Dembele. But just to confirm, that goal from Eterito is goal number 12 across 4 match days. Really, really strong form from the Italian. Corner to come. And Pedri, through a crowd of players, wins the header. Frankie de Jong threatens to go inside, has gone to ground, still alive here for Barcelona! Now the outright leading goal scorer on 13 goals. What can you say?
I've told you before, and I will tell you again. These players don't like to share anything. They don't like to be, oh, we're joint leaders, or oh, we're joint top of the table. They want to be at the top of the tree. And again, Eterito is the one swinging the hammer right now. He is going to town on this AC Milan defence. It's another goal from Pedri. It's another goal where somebody is waiting at that back post, waiting for that pass across. He knows the performance is there. It's almost that he's kept that bottled up. I think he knows that he's still got a job to do here. He's still got to finish this off. But again, from a Barcelona standpoint, it's brilliant for them.
And they're in dreamland. Goal number 13. Lucky for some. And I do feel a little bit sorry for Carrito, because Eterito has truly stolen the show here. So difficult when you come up against such a formidable opponent to give a good account of yourself, and right now it seems Eterito is just one of the best, if not the best, league-wide currently. I did have a bit of hope for Carrito coming into this. He's bringing this forward with Diaz as well. Cross to Rebic, straight into the hands of ter Stegen. When you look at his previous results, all very close, within a goal of each other.
Yeah, it's not been a blowout on any of the games that Carrito has had. Again, sometimes though, as we said, you just, on the day, you match up against a better player, and sometimes that does just happen. I mean, we can see here just the fluidity that Ettore is moving with here. Ball into the back post, nearly there for Dembele. He was so close, but you can just see how, like I say, it feels as though he's at home with this team. It feels as though he's just kind of, he's took it on. He's learned how this team's meant to work, how the DNA of Barcelona works within eFootball. And now, as you can see, they're above, just at the moment in time, on goal difference alone. They still have a game left to play. Right now, they are very much in the ascendancy.
There's definitely a certain affinity between Etorito and this Barcelona squad. Just seems perfectly balanced and in full control. Can Quirito turn the conversation his way? Building here with Brahim Diaz is just pressured too early. Also turns the ball over to Pedri. Tomori defending well. Tomori to the feet of Rebic, and there's a chance here for Quirito. It'll be a Milan corner.
It's good work from Quirito. Yeah, good ball movement, finds the man that's over. Sergio Busquets lacking in the department of tracking the runner. Instead it's saved and out for a corner.
Yeah, not before some substitutes. Still have about 20 or so in-game minutes to play here in game 2.
Guagna uno, anche di 5. No, ecco guagna fuori.
Numero 14. Numero 10.
Milan corner. Rebic with the unintended knock-on. Leao, has he stayed on? The linesman says otherwise.
It's only just, mind you, but again, you feel as though that chance that was created before that corner is the only real chance that Quirito has had during this game. And as we said, sometimes when you come up against these types of players, and by these types of players I mean top-level players, if they want to have this type of performance against you, they will do.
Rebic back to Leao now. This has been a good spell for Quirito. It's kept Etorito fairly quiet going forwards. I hope I haven't just cursed you, my friend, as De Jong now into the box. Turns inside with the left foot, and it's gone all the way through.
You need to stop talking.
All the way through for Barcelona's 5th goal. Quirito, I am sorry. I hold my hands up. But it is Etorito 5, Quirito 0.
Yeah, you can see there as well the ball movement to get that free. And again, it's a big slice of fortune. It's an on-rushy Robert Lewandowski who just stoops in front of the ball. As you'll see here again, it's a super cancel stop just to get himself the angle. Goes to the control strike. Instead, it just cannons off of Lewandowski. And because Magnan's animation has already kicked in where he's trying to make that save, he's stranded. And I think even there's a royal smile between the both players there. I think they both know that that is an unfortunate goal to concede.
Yeah, the show of respect from Etorito saying, not much I did in terms of forcing that goal. Rebic with this header. Couldn't connect in the end.
14 goals for the big man now.
He started today on 9. Unbelievable. Quirito. Just met with a wall of players every time he brings the ball forward. De Jong, Pedri, Kessie, all getting involved. De Jong, Lewandowski, Dembele. Is there anyone there? Kessie. Finally into the hands of the goalkeeper. You just have to hold your breath when it's coming forward with Etorito, because you have no idea which way it's going.
You don't know which way it's going. You don't know how quickly he's going to move this ball. But he certainly, as you can see there, that attacking diamond that we've spoken about so much. You know, there's an AMF in position as Dembele is looking to make his way in on goal, looking for De Jong. He just scrambles it away, does Quirito, and it's going to be 4 added minutes here. But you don't know which way he's going to go. He could go left, go right, go straight down your throat. It can literally go anywhere.
Robert Lewandowski. Dembele. Calabria defended well that time, and will the last attack of the game go AC Milan's way? The referee says absolutely not. I have seen enough. It will end Barcelona 5, AC Milan 0 in what was a bit of a drubbing.
It was. In truth, it was attack versus defence at many stages of that game, and but rightly so. We saw the attacking prowess that Eterito has at its disposal. Again, if you're going to put good players in charge of great football teams, it's a problem. If you're going to put great eFootball players in front of incredibly strong teams, it's going to be a massive problem. And I think that's what the competition as a whole has with Barcelona, is the players who are at their disposal are world beaters, and the players who are in control of them are world renowned. So it's a big problem.
6 points under their belt so far. We'll have to wait until the next match day to see Kirito back in action. And with all due respect to him, Eterito makes anyone look human, so shouldn't take this one too personally. Just coming up against one of the world's best players in fine form. Continues his undefeated streak in this competition. 4 wins out of 4 for Eterito. One word, dominant.
Yep. No points dropped. Top of the goal scoring tally. As a personal statement of intent, it's, as we said before, or as we said on previous match days, it's like he's never really left the competition, because he was at the top of the tree when he was in here previously. He's now back again, and it's almost as though, well, I'll just pick up that baton from where I was before.
It leaves you speechless, doesn't it? We still have another game, by the way, to come in this match, but just one final thought on Eterito. A complete performance. Skyrockets to the top of the goal scored charts. Surely we've just seen the Golden Boot winner of this season.
Wow, it's a question to ask, certainly, and again, if you were a betting man, you wouldn't bet against it, because again, looking at the abilities that he has at his disposal, looking at the fixtures he has left on the card. I mean, you look at the teams that they've already played. They've played Manchester United, they've played Bayern, and they've played Inter, and now they've played AC Milan. It means, by my calculations, they've got Roma left. They've got the likes of my mind's going blank now as you put me on the spot.
United,
no, they've played Manchester United. I'm keeping us up to date with it. You've got Monaco, who are next up for them. And then there's the biggie, actually, how can I forget? There's the biggie against Arsenal.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 games left on the slate after today's one. You wouldn't bet against Eterito picking up that Golden Boot. Or Golden Controller, as it would be in this form.
Well, I still give him the Golden Boot. But anyway, time to stop talking about Eterito. We've just had 90 in-game minutes of that. Now time to talk about our 2 players to round out the end of match number 3. It will be Alex Alguacil, who has been steadily gaining points this season. Undefeated so far, by the way.
He's coming off of back-to-back wins as well, which again, as a return to the Alex that we used to know. We know of him from previous co-ops in terms of with Broken Silence being buddied up with Eterito. There's that almost. It's almost like that little bit of the green mushroom, as it were. If for gamers out there, it's almost giving him that in terms of actually that's the shot in the arm that I needed, and now all of a sudden we're seeing those levels that he used to be at, and maybe it's that change of scenery that. Again, I'll put the question to you, as soon as we're putting awkward questions on one another. Did he need the change of scenery from Bayern?
Well, I always seem to feel that Alex... I always feel like it wasn't his choice to leave Bayern. I don't know if that's any truth. You'll have to ask him that yourself when you're on the interviews, but always feels like his homecoming to Barcelona was always going to be the best fit for him outside of Bayern. So great to see him hitting the ground running.
Yeah.
His opponent here, who we haven't even had a chance to talk about yet, as we're moments away from kickoff. In fact, we've already kicked off. It will be Sassinho. Form book not looking great for him, but great to hear at the start of this match, of course, how he likes to prepare for match days, studying for another degree, already has one in Greek history, so certainly has the intelligence. We'll see if the confidence and the execution is here today for him. For now, though, Alex coming forward. Lewandowski turns, has plenty of space to try and find De Jong to Dembele! Vision everywhere for Alex.
Unreal. Unreal from Alex Alguacil. Again, the gamer in me was thinking, he's crossed that when he didn't need to. And then, again, in my head, the gamer in me went, he's knocked that on when he didn't need to. Absolutely forget what the analyst tells you. That is a fantastically well-worked goal. On the volley as well, might I add. Brilliant finish from Dembele at the back post. He just loiters into shot, takes that, and rifles it into the back of the net. It's a wonderful finish from Alex Alguacil. 1-0 so early on in the game.
Well, that's a statement of intent. 5 minutes gone. Barca 1, Milan 0. Sassinho now, his first real touches of the ball. Leao trying to shake off Sergio Roberto, but he's a tough man to shake off. Pedri back to him now. Kessie with so much space. Just crowded out in the end though, well defended by Sassinho. Brahim Diaz, Calabria. Sassinho looking lively here, but that's a really good read from Alex. Inside to De Jong, there's plenty of Barca shirts here, willing and able to take possession.
One stat to pick up from those first two games, by the way. Not a single goal for AC Milan yet.
Pedri, back to Lewandowski! Oh! It was almost harder to miss that chance. Really good goalkeeping. Should have been 2-0.
Took the words right out of my mouth there, but again, it's the manual goalkeeping that's then kind of... It's given Alex something to think about when he's put that ball across the box.
Wow, how vital might that miss be? Feet of Rebic, Leao. This is really good build-up from Sassinho. I think he'll be rewarded with a corner here. Just going back to that chance, it's always a bit of mind games, isn't it? It's a psychological battle in a 1 versus 1 with almost too much time there. You could see the play developing even from where we were sat. Milan corner. And almost sneaking all the way through. But you just sense, maybe with less time there, Alex probably buries that chance.
Yeah, it's instinctive. It would have been instinctive. Instead, it's gone back the other way, or at least it went back the other way that the goalkeeper was already stationed. I mean, you're hoping if you're a Barcelona supporter or part of the Barcelona contingent that that isn't too costly. We'll go forward, though.
Goalkeeper called into sweeper duties. I mean, between Barcelona and Arsenal, they look like real informed teams currently. Pedri and Lewandowski! They continue that fine form. Barcelona 2, AC Milan 0. Game 3 is going the same way as games 1 and 2.
What were you saying about giving him less time to think? Absolutely. As you see here, ball ricochets, then ball is played back. It's a first-time strike by Robert Lewandowski. He's falling over as he hits it. But he hits it and it stays hit. It goes into the back of the net.
It's not the first time we've seen a improvised finish from Lewandowski turned into actually quite a composed finish from these esports players on the stage. Goal number 7 for Alex in his new home. That gives him the 2-goal cushion, which arguably should have been instated with that chance. Makes the job a bit more difficult now for Sassinho. Brahim Diaz!
Finally!
Finally for Milan! Fires it home to turn the tables and start to flip the script a little bit here on Barcelona. Now we've got a bit of a game.
Yeah, certainly have, and it was almost a carbon copy of some of the goals we've seen already today. Backheel to Freeman at the back post, and this time it's Brahim Diaz that finally puts a goal on the board for AC Milan.
Yeah, no reaction from Sassinho. He knows that's just 1 goal. But it is the first goal, as you say, finally here on match day 4 for AC Milan. Lewandowski with a strike outside the box. Pedri giving chase to this one. Won't keep it in though. But after clean sheets from De Palma, Eterito, just that little bit of belief for Sassinho that he can break this Barcelona defence will no doubt buoy him on here. Here's the goal scorer, Brahim Diaz. Fast build-up play, almost too fast for himself there. Five minutes to go until half-time. To the feet of Rebic, who has, in fairness, been fairly quiet today. We expected him to be maybe the focal point of the Milan attack, but hasn't really featured as well as they had maybe expected here, as Calabria is not giving this one up.
Well, given the kind of almost intel that I'd had speaking to AC Milan earlier on, it was the case that, well, we're going to employ Rebic over Zlatan Ibrahimovic because we feel as though we can get more out of the game with him. But the reality is that he actually seems to be the worst of the 2 options here. Or at least up until today, or at least up until now.
3 minutes added on. Cross towards him, but just couldn't get a sniff of that one. Was there a chance for one final attack here for Barcelona? We're into the 4th of 3 added on. So this no doubt will be the final attack. Lewandowski, Kessie, Pedri. Double touch, Tonali called into action, Kessie, and Lewandowski! A first half hat-trick in the 6th minute of 3 added on. Barcelona won't mind. Alex 3, Sassinho 1. You play to the whistle, Wes.
As we say, it is a minimum of 3 minutes added on, and of course within eFootball, if you get across halfway and it's ticked over to the 3rd minute of 3 minutes, the game will continue until you've got either a conclusion to your opportunity or the ball goes dead. And of course, it's one or the other, and in this case, it's a fantastic finish again from Robert Lewandowski, and Alex restores that 2-goal cushion.
Well, there's half-time. We saw the replay of Sassinho's reaction. He was pointing to the same thing we were talking about. 51st minute it was ticked over, and it was still the first half, so Sassinho feeling a little hard done by there, but now has to shake it off, go again. And we go again. Game 3 between Barcelona and AC Milan. Pedri with Kessie and Dembele. Here is Dembele! A fantastic 4 for Barcelona. Barca 4, AC Milan 1. It has been one-sided here today. And Alex is well on his way to ensure Barcelona pick up 9 points from 9.
If results stay as they are, which we always hasten to say with any football because you never know with how the game is then going to end. But it's a brilliant performance from Alex Alguacil and also from Barcelona as a whole. Yes, we can look at the Palmer's 1-0 victory, and yes, we might say, yes, it was scrappy, yes, it wasn't quite as polished, but it's still a victory nonetheless. You know, it counts the same amount as the, you know, destruction in Game 2 that we saw from Etorito. It counts all the same. So, again, from a performance standpoint, and certainly from a result standpoint, Barcelona will be absolutely delighted with this.
That they will. As for AC Milan, back to the drawing board. Of course, still plenty of the second half still to play. Brahim Diaz, of course, the goal scorer of Milan's only goal in this contest. And I actually misspoke earlier when I said Lewandowski for the hat-trick. It's a brace for both himself and Dembele as well.
Feels like they are racing each other virtually here to try and get that hat-trick on the board.
We are on the hour mark now. This Barcelona team ticking along nicely. Comes to De Jong, Pedri. As soon as you get it to De Jong on the edge of the box, you're just expecting the quick passing, the tiki-taka to try and carve open the defence. Oftentimes works. Of course, this would be our second, if it stays the same, of course, our second 9 points out of 9 performance today, with Manchester United taking 9 away from AS Roma in match 1.
And looking at the live table, it just goes to show how important those 9-point swings are.
Absolutely, Sassinho now trying to get one back, but Christensen steps in the way. As does Tonali. Rebic trying to find Leao, but it's just so difficult for AC Milan here. The Milanese club are trying to knock on the door, but every time they think they've got a little bit of time, Alex Alguacil comes charging in. Rebic now, Leao, that's a really good ball! Is it Diaz? Not sure about the celebration, but Milan are back in this one. A second goal from Sassinho makes it Barcelona 4, AC Milan 2. 15 in-game minutes to play. It's not out the realms of possibility.
They couldn't, could they? They couldn't. Cezinho couldn't bring this back. No, I'm kidding, of course. He's well within the realms of possibility here. Again, it's a good manual save, but as we said about ricochets and rebounds, it's something that you have to stay alive to. And again, you know, if that's me at home, I am smacking the shoot button as quickly as I can the minute it falls backwards. But 15 in-game minutes left here. See the substitutes that are coming onto the field.
Okay, don't worry.
Sostituzione per il Milan.
Well, our brief intermission following the goal is
Numero 10.
now over.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 88.
Barcelona 4, AC Milan 2. Of course, 8 goals on the season for Cezinho. He'll be hoping 9 and 10 come in this game.
He will be hoping so, and he's looking to build forward here.
Rafael Leao. Cezinho with a strike from distance!
Oh, what's the goal that is?
An absolute thunderbolt! A gift from the gods! And now this has turned into a very nervy final 10 in-game minutes. What a strike this is!
That is an absolute rocket. Just has a little bit of open realm. Oh, that's a phenomenal finish. Controlled strike right into the top corner. Again, takes one touch out of his feet. Takes the strike, takes the gamble as well. To go from that distance, it is a gamble, I will happily tell you. But that is an unreal finish. You can tell that just from the grin on his face. It's an unreal finish.
Surely not. Surely not. Barcelona 4, AC Milan 3. Alex now trying to reinstate that 2-goal advantage. Of course, do you stick or do you twist? Do you go for a fit or do you try and kill some of that time away? Rafael Leao. Krunic beats the first man. It is cleared away.
You may or may not be able to hear them on the broadcast. You can hear the VIP area. They're going crazy here.
Very long way there. Had to get that right. Good tackle from Alex Alguacil.
It's within their own grasp here, Barcelona, but they've got to be careful.
90th minute, giving the ball away is not going to be a recipe for success. 2 added on. But with the ball outside of Milan's control, could be difficult to see anything. Again, goalkeeper called into action. Final chance, is it? No, Barcelona, they win the ball back. And with this one past the 2 minutes allotted, that will be all she wrote. Alex gave us a bit of a scare there, but he will see it home. That is a laugh of pure relief. Credit to Cezinho.
Yeah, if you're 4-1 up and you start to see the game just slowly creep back onto you, it's a real problem, but luckily he closed it out as he needed to. Barcelona take all 9 points.
All 9 points, as you say, and I mean, what can you say about that last game? We saw all kinds of performances throughout this 3-game series. We saw, of course, the Palma in game 1 get his first win of the season. Etorito just doing Etorito things. But then this game, where you see Alex Alguacil in control early, scoring plenty, and you're thinking, well, surely this one can't go any other way, Semra. But then Cecinho just reminds us that he also plays at this level and somehow comes back into the game absolutely crazy. I don't even know where to begin with that one.
I guess we can start by saying it was a 7-goal thriller, right? And Cecinho was on the brink of showing us all why AC Milan were the surprise package on match day 1. But as you say, it's the second time today we've seen a team pick up a clean sweep of points. Barcelona for the second week running as well. Unbeaten, undefeated. Even though they got 7 points last time out, they managed to make it a clean sweep of victories then for today. And the same thing can be said about Alex having a brilliant season, unbeaten as well, 3 wins, 1 draw. Etorito, as you said, doing Etorito things, winning everything under the sun so far. The same as Roxa. The two of them are probably the most informed players of the entire campaign. But of course, watch out for Alex and watch out for FC Barcelona. Fierce, bold and charismatic, I think we can say about them, because it's 3 match days in a row now that they are the leaders on the leaderboard, and they're sending a very important message to everybody else out there in the eFootball world. Watch out.
Yeah, very, very impressive performance, because as you said, when we were looking at the live league table as things were standing, we were thinking, well, Arsenal, they're in some really good form and they are at the top of the table, and you think to yourself, yeah, that doesn't look, you know, unordinary, seeing Arsenal up there based on how they're playing. But then you remember Barcelona still has to play. And when we speak at the top of match days, we always say this table can change because of the 9-point swing in matches. It goes to show Arsenal, Barcelona playing musical chairs at the top of the table. And both teams are looking very, very good right now. That top 2 is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal indeed. And talking about top of the table, it's not just Barcelona that are leading the way in terms of the teams overall, but Etorito is now the outright leader of the goal-scoring leaderboard. 14 goals to his name after he scored a manita, as we say here in Spain. He did this. I don't know if he was just saying sorry or if he was showing us all, reminding us all, hey, I actually scored 5 goals today. But we'll find out now, because we have the pleasure of hearing from him alongside Wes.
Thank you very much, Semra. I am here with Ettore from FC Barcelona. First off, congratulations on your 9 points you take from a possible 9. I think the first part of my questioning, though, is going to go to your teammate, the Palma. Finally got himself on the board in terms of a victory. How good is it to see him get his first victory?
Yeah, finally we did it. First of all, I'm very happy for 9 points. And about Saul de Palma, I'm really happy that finally he got this win. But even yesterday in training, he didn't lose nothing, all win streak. And today even was a very close match, because Carmine is really good player. But we did it, so we are happy, and him too.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of yourself as well, you're now in Barcelona colours. Again, you kind of get a sense when you watch you guys on the stage that there's a real togetherness as your team. How does it feel being alongside the Palma and Alex in terms of in that unit? How does it feel?
I'm really happy to play with Alex and Palma. We are friends in real life, but even into the game, we always try to give some tips each other. For example, yesterday the formation didn't work. Honestly, I lose a lot of games in training, and so I say, because me and Alex, we play the same formation, I say, Alex, maybe we should change it. And so in maybe 2 games we did it, and today even, as you can see, so from the game, it worked, was a good tips. So talk is a lot important in the chemistry in a team.
Yeah, certainly a lot of trust between you guys. Going into, I believe it's now match day 5, there is a pretty big contest there with AS Monaco on the horizon. In terms of how you feel going into it and what you feel about AS Monaco, how do you feel about your opponents going in match day 5?
Match day 5 for sure will be really important, because we are going to the end of the season. We know that they are really good. They have Kams, Walid, and even the new guy is really good. We saw it before. we just we continue to train as we did today and try to achieve the maximum point possible, and let's see how it will be, and that's it.
Fantastic. Well, it's been great to speak to you as always. Guys, back to you in the on the desk.